to me when God called me to preach. But I'd be lying to you this morning if I didn't tell you that sometimes it has been a burden also. Having children this morning can be a blessing to us, and they are a blessing to us this morning. But sometimes any of you that's been parents any length of time knows that sometimes your children can become a burden to you. I want you to understand, first of all, the word burden and what it means this morning. It means a load, typically a heavy one. So you're not saying it's a crisis, so to speak, or just want this morning to have that blessing in your life. I'm just trying to tell you that sometimes a blessing from God can become a burden also. So what do we do when that blessing becomes a burden this morning? How do we handle that blessing that God has laid in our life that now is too heavy for us to tote around? First of all, I believe you must see the blessing of this lady's life this morning. We see in verse 2, the Bible tells us that the woman conceived and bare a son, and when she saw that he was a goodly child. He was a goodly child. I looked that word up because I wasn't quite sure of the meaning of that word, and it has two different meanings this morning. One, they can be talking about the appearance of that boy. As we know, his name is Moses. This morning in the scriptures later on tell us that. But first it talks about the appearance of Moses when she conceived that child and had that son. When he came out, she said, he's a goodly child. He's a handsome baby. He's a pretty baby. I don't know about you this morning, but as a man and through experience, there's nothing pretty about childbirth. That is the most ugliest thing I ever saw in my life. That thing turns 3 or 4 different colors, looks like a lizard, something out of hell. But a mother looks at that baby and they say, oh, that's so precious. But a man looks at it and they say, man, that's the ugliest thing I ever saw in my life. Amen this morning.
Amen.
I've never seen a goodly child. They're ugly, including yours. Amen this morning. You don't believe me? Hang around them for a while. They'll show that ugliness. But this morning we see that she said Moses, he's a goodly child. He's an attractive child. And then the other definition of that is talking about their character. He was a good baby. Maybe he didn't cry that much. He